Hello fellow YouTubers. The look I'm going to be creating for you today is from Jeffree Star's Fabulous Blue Blood palette, but first any canvas needs a good base. So I start with a few pumps of this antioxidant enriched e.l.f. moisturizer, I believe it's called Skin Shield, and rub it gently into my face, taking care around my eye areas. It's also a good idea to take whatever moisturizer that you're using and ensure that some gets absorbed down into the neck and chest areas. So this is Smashbox's Primer Water. Primer, I feel, is an essential product that helps by filling in any pores, fine lines, or wrinkles, and it further smooths out the canvas of your face. Just spray this evenly across your face and blend in any excess with a sponge or a beauty blender. I really enjoy that this silicone beauty blender doesn't absorb product in the slightest, and this was something that I had to kind of get used to though when it came to applying my foundation. I just need to use a lot less than I would with a typical brush or sponge. Just give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. And this will keep our makeup looking fresh all day. So my favorite foundation is Born This Way in Snow by Too Faced. And you see how little I use here? This was almost too much. So I'm super glad that I found this silicone blender in the Korean grocery store the other day. So we'll just use this to pat our foundation across the face. We're going to be taking care again around your eye, brow, and mouth areas. And just keep blending away until it looks seamless and you're satisfied. Don't forget your hairline. Here's where the artist in me took over, and I ended up switching to one of my favorite foundation brushes to buff out the remainder of this foundation. So this will be the J1 from the Morphe by Jeffree Star brush collection. I love the style of these brushes. I love the feel of these brushes. They're so soft and they just apply my makeup so well. So 5 stars for Mr. Star. Next up, we're going to cover these dark circles beneath my eyes. So this is the Color Correcting Magic Star Concealer in shade Peach, again by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And I must say I'm absolutely living for the Sailor Moon vibes that this lovely packaging evokes. And the peach tones are a great foil to the bluish purple that the thin skin around the eyes tends to take on, especially as we get older. And the unique doe foot wand allows for more product pickup so that you don't have to dip back into the tube. So after I apply it, I blend it in using gentle tapping motions. And for that, I will use this flat Morphe brush from the travel set. It's always a good idea to blend out your cheek area first as you make your way up towards the eyelids. Again, be careful. Make sure you don't use too much pressure on your eyes, and this will prevent premature aging. Or I'll use another concealer on top of it, like I'm doing here with the Tartiste Shape Tape in Fair. Here I highlight the bridge of my nose, the middle of my chin and forehead, and underneath my eyes. I used the silicone sponge here to gently tap in and seamlessly blend both concealers together into my foundation. But you can use whatever tool you'd like. Some people prefer brushes. I personally prefer whatever gets the job done. Next, I will be taking a bit of the iconic Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Just pour a little bit in the lid, dip your brush in, and tap off any excess as needed. And here I will be using the JS2 brush from the Jeffree Star brush collection, just to buff this powder into the concealer and set it. You're going to want to ensure that the powder is applied especially in places where you tend to lose makeup first, whether from sweat, oil, or tears, hopefully not, but so for me that's my T-zone here, forehead, nose, and cheeks. And at this point we have what I like to call my ghost-faced killer look. Next, we're going to lend some dimension to our face by highlighting and contouring. And for that, I use none other than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlight Contour Palette in light medium. This is the powder version. And the JS1 brush to apply my contour shade in the hollows of my cheeks, against my jawline, and blended down my neck, down each side of my nose, and across my forehead. We could say in my case it's a 5 or 6 head. I don't mind. And then we blend, blend, blend. Blending is absolutely key to any look. You even want to make sure you're blending up into your ears, into your hairline. You want it all to look seamless and natural. Then we are going to go in with the lighter shade to further assist with this blend and to highlight the parts of the face where the sunlight naturally hits. And I'm using the JS2 brush here as well. I felt like I was needing a little bit more warmth on my face, so I went in with the Fenty Sunstalker Bronzer in Shady Biz, and that deepens my contour and adds an overall warmth and glow to my face. And I'd like to give a shout out to Riri actually for the contour trick that I showed you guys earlier. If you do a triangle shape below your chin, down your throat, it serves to slim the area. Basically, I just love everything that she puts out under the Fenty Beauty label, just as I love anything that Jeffree puts out under his. I'm so proud of them both. And next, I used Makeup Revolution's Glow Revolution Prime Set and Glow Spray to provide a dewy setting to this base. And this will also help any highlight shade that we apply later to stick and appear even more gleaming. And now it's time for one of my most favorite products ever, hands down, the Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star. This palette comes in a stylized powder blue coffin, and it has a stunning mix of shadows, shimmers, and pressed pigments. So first up, I'm going to use a fluffy brush to apply the shade Wealthy all over my lids and beneath them too, to ensure that any remaining concealer is set. My jaw dropped when I first opened this palette. It and the Alien palette are just a constant source of inspiration to me in my beauty collection. And then I use this pointed brush to darken the creases of my eyes with the shade Celebrity Skin. And of course, blend it out. Next, I'm going to use this Morphe M330 brush and pack a bit of the shade Power into it. And I will use this to further deepen the crease and outer V of my upper eyelids. These colors may seem intimidating, but the old adage, less is more, really works here. Just use a little bit, and then you can keep, blending and building as you need. I decided to switch here to one of my favorite brushes, a flat angled one by Sonia Kashuk. I've had this brush probably close to 10 years. That's my literal baby. So I return to the fluffy end of this particular brush and go into the shade Crystal Flesh to blend out any harsh lines that were left behind by the darker shades and to add a crystalline effect beneath my brows. I didn't plan on this at the start of the video, but I decided to do a bit of a halo eye effect. So going back in with my Shape Tape, I put a small dollop on the bottom middle of each of my eyelids, and then I open them to mark the top of where I will be blending from. So using this smaller flat Morphe brush, I blend from the top mark downwards in a tapping motion, similar to how we were blending the concealer out earlier. This sticky base lent itself well to the application of ice tray on top of it. I prefer to use my fingertips for the application of shimmery, glittery shadows, and Jeffree goes hard with his. Just 2 taps of my finger resulted in such an excellent shimmery payoff. I just had to go back in with power in the M330 to kind of mute it out a bit and further define the halo effect. I did further blending as needed beneath my lids and around the outer V's of my eyelids. And then I used Cullinan, which is a beautiful blinding white, to further intensify the shine in the center of my eyes. I also applied this in the inner corners and blended out for a more brightening effect. And just continue blending as needed until it looks exactly perfect. So after doing the inner corners of my eyelids, I put a touch of Entitled mixed with Ice Tray, and that went as a transition shade on my bottom middle of my lids. The JS7 Double Trouble brush is superb for one, combing out brows and lashes, and on the other end, literally, is a great little liner brush. And I use this to apply the shade Undertaker as my liner. Just use a combination of a stamping and then sweeping motion to ensure this color comes out as opaque as possible. Also, if you happen to have any clean brushes laying around at this point, using them to blend out anything else is a great trick. And then taking this JS4 highlighting brush, I take the shade I'm Cold and blend out any of the harsh edges that are left. Next, I went into Cullinan with the JS4 highlighting brush, and here's where I went from just casually playing with makeup to utterly shook to the heavens. Basically, you need to put this wherever you want to look like the sun and God's blessed you with light on your cheek and brow bones, the bridge and tip of your nose, the middle of your forehead and chin. And to make one's lips stand out, you can lightly dust it across your Cupid's bow. You can see I'm just absolutely tickled with this glistening shade here. Cullinan for the absolute win. Next, I'm going to take the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in shade Spice. And I'll use it to slightly overdraw my natural lip line. Lip liner helps liquid lipstick stay in place longer, and it also helps define the look, and it allows you to play with the shape of your lips and change it up a bit if you'd like. A good rule of thumb is to just extend, the top of the Cupid's bow and the very bottom center of your lips, but don't overline towards the outer corners. It just looks weird. And now I use the JSC Velour Liquid Lipstick in Celebrity Skin across my lips to complete this look. And I feel that this color looks fantastic on just about anyone. Then it's time to remove my hair clips and use my Urban Decay setting spray to lock this all down. And I am done. And here we have the completed look. I love it. If you'd like to see me do more, please leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe, and I'd appreciate it. Bye.